Welcome back to Bill's Cichlid room. It's been a tough old month during March. It started off with me losing the Ferdinand Lezepi, and then the Beanie. So I had 8 Beanie and I've lost them all. One by one they all went over, like over the last 3 weeks, like every day or two. No idea why. And then there's been a couple of other losses as well, some odd fish, but no reason why. They're in separate aquariums. So yeah, it's been a tough old month. So I've decided to have a little break from buying new fish at the moment until things settle down, or until I know what's happening. So there's no new species this month, but I thought we might as well have a look and see what's been going on. After having such a good month during February with the talk at Preston, getting the Uaru Ferdinand Lezepi pair, and actually getting some Beanie which had been on my wish list for about 20 years, March has been a really disappointing month. It started off quite well with the North West Cichlid Group auction. That was the first Sunday in March, and ever since then it's been going downhill. So yeah, as you will have gathered by now, I lost the pair of Uaru and I've actually lost 8 Beanie. So yeah, it's been a really disappointing month. But anyway, if we try and think positive, so this is the tank here that's got the grow out of the pink fenestratus in it. As you can see, some of them, the colorations are starting to come through really well. It's got the Neotropolis in there, and it's got the Nicaraguense as well. This is the tank that I had the Uaru in. So what I've decided to do, because the Geophagus red-haired tapajos were actually trying to breed, I've put them in this tank with the pair of Sajaka as well, which have been trying to breed in the past. The tank that they were in was really busy, so I didn't really have much luck actually raising any. But yeah, so this is a 3-foot tank, so I've put them in here, so it's just the 2 pair of fish in here. It's 3-foot tank, but it's 18 inches front to back and 15 inches high, so there's plenty of room. It works out, I think it's about 45 UK gallons. So yeah, I aquascaped it as best I could. I had all the sand level, so they've already started digging the sand up, which is a good sign. And yeah, as you can see, I actually got some white cobbles, so just for a little bit different, so I put them in here. They've got loads of hiding places and loads of places to spawn, so hopefully we'll do well. This is the tank with the grow out, so it's the normal colour fenestratum in here, and there's the Cutteraya in here, the Minoraya in here, the Standectorite, there's still quite a few of them, and then there's a couple of odd ones as well, a couple of odd Neotropolis, and there's a couple of Nicaraguense as well that are just in here. But yeah, I've put an extra filter in this tank, an extra sponge filter as well, to help keep it clean, because there's so many fish in here and they're growing quite big, and I do feed this tank quite heavily. So yeah, I was having issues with the water clarity, so yeah, put that extra filter in, and that's done a world of good. So this is the tank, so it's a Tomocicla Asfraki, so the 3 of those, so they're still doing really well, and it's my original group of rainbow fish, so they're doing really well. So with the rainbows, I've actually got a tank full of those growing on, so that they were born in December. So yeah, they'll be ready for sale come the summer for the auction season. So yeah, like this tank's doing really well. So yeah, it is quite important, even though I've had some losses and a month to forget really. Yeah, just looking around the fish that I have still got, so I have still got like a real good collection, and yeah, it's just looking after them and keeping those going well. So this is the tank. I did a video on this last week in more detail, so the Bocorti in here. So this is the tank that I took the redhead Geophagus tapajos out of, and the Sajaka. So yeah, there's a little bit more room in here. And someone pointed out in the last video as well with the Salvini, it's actually the females have the spot on the dorsal and the red in the belly. So the one that I was saying was a male is actually a female. So that means I've got 2 males and 1 female growing on. So These are the other geophagus and the chocolate cichlids. So I messed up actually at the auction. I sold a pair of chocolates, but it turns out I'd actually caught the 2 females, so I'm left with the 2 males. So if it was you that actually bought them at the auction, if you let me know, I'll do a swap with one of the females with one of the males. Unfortunately, I don't know who it was that bought them. So this tank, this is Steph's grow out tank, so she's done a little bit of aquascaping in here. So this has got Alanacana Reuben Reds, so they're growing on really nice. And what she's done is she's emptied the tank that she had in the living room set up. So she's put the Tanganykan multifasciatus, she's put the colony of those in here as well, which is all the shells. So there's lots of youngsters in here growing on. Like if you just sit there and watch the tank for like 5 or 10 minutes, you can see them all coming out. So we're not quite sure how many there are in there, and obviously trying to catch the youngsters is a bit of a nightmare because they just head back into the shells. But yeah, she's doing really well in this with this tank. That's one of the blue-eyed lemon plecos. She's put that in this tank because it's actually got a black spot in the tail. So yeah, she hasn't actually put this in any of the auctions. Like she wanted just to keep the lemon ones. So yeah, we've got that one in here. And this is the tank with the Lewisella or the Fred Starlight. I sold a pair of these, so I'm hoping I have still got males and females. So yeah, I'm down to 5 of these now. So yeah, they're doing really well. Lip locking, which is always a good sign, I suppose. And the other fish in here is the Cuban cichlid, which we believe is a male. So yeah, he's actually bossing the tank, believe it or not. He's the smallest fish in here, and as you can see, he holds his own and keeps everything away from his space. So yeah, really pleased with this tank. So hopefully it won't be too long before they actually pair off and start laying eggs, and then I'll be able to move the other ones on. They are turning. There's some really nice looking fish in this tank. The last tank to have a look at today. So this is the Carpenters. So I sold 4 of these at the auction. Hopefully it was 2 pairs for whoever bought them. We got the minor eye in here. Now I've actually lost the male, so I caught the biggest male that I had in one of the other grow out tanks and put him in here. And the female, the original female, actually coloured up straight away and did lay eggs. I didn't see any youngsters off them, so I don't know whether they were fertilised, but yeah, it's a good sign. And with the Carpenters, I'm pretty sure I have still got some males and females. We've got the Robert Stone eye, and we've got the tuber in here as well, and of course the Phorictes passionis. So yeah, this tank taken a couple of those Carpenters that were quite big, so this is doing quite well as well. So thanks all for watching. I think you'll all agree it's been a disappointing month for fish losses, but as you can see with the collection of Central and South American cichlids that I've still got, it's still quite a collection. It's still lots of potential with breeding. Hopefully the Geophagus redheads and the Cichlid, they'll breed for me in their own tank this month. I have got lots of like juveniles growing on that was breeding just before Christmas, so they'll be ready come the summertime for the auctions. Yep, so hope you all enjoyed watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.